All right. All right. What's up, guys? Connor Ferguson here with Eric Bridger. Dave, my dad decided to talk as the second we went live. So if you heard someone at the start, props to you for being so early on this. But no, new episode of the Always Race Day podcast. I want to bring Eric back on. Mostly because Damon and Josh didn't answer my text today. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it when you listen to this. Really enjoyed your interview with Jack Anderson, Josh. No, seriously, go listen to that. The Knoxville Nights show is really well done with him. And we'll get into everything. We want to start doing more of these reaction shows to some bigger races that we aren't at. Or if it just works out with the date like it did today, it makes all the sense in the world to wait until after the race is finished in case anything happens during it. So we'll talk Mississippi Thunder. We'll talk Cade Dillard getting suspended. First off, I do have two ads I got to read. Not actually read, but thank you to Chris Weiser and the Weiser companies for hopping on board during the Knoxville Nationals. Really means a lot to us. That wasn't my fault. That was the crutches. I haven't knocked one of those over yet. That was either my cat or my dad. But apologize to your ears if that made noise. You're good. Just make sure that one doesn't fall. But thank you to the Weiser companies. Always exciting during ad reads here. They're never by the book. Don't skip over my ads. We'll throw something in there that's fun. Second ad. Eric, have you ever thought about being a guy that puts together golf tournament schedules?
Yeah, usually they're grumpy all the time.
Yeah, like you got to put dates in different places, right? And if you're expecting anyone like the top 10 golfers in the world to be at your tournament, like you wouldn't say the Masters is April 14th. You wouldn't schedule a golf tournament for April 14th, right?
No, I don't think I would.
That's crazy
unless it gets over by like noon or 1 o'clock when the TV time rolls around.
So that's exactly what NASCAR did today. Not today, I guess technically publicly they're telling the Sirius XM listeners over there. I'm pointing my dad. You guys can't see him. They're telling them that there's all these different variations of the schedule, and the guy that has posted it and been completely 100% accurate for the last 7 years may not be accurate. So Jordan Bianchi posted what will be the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series schedule today over on The Athletic. And there is a cup race at Richmond on the same night, same time as the Knoxville Nationals will be next year. I want to, first off, if you have questions, comments, hello, Peter. I love you, Peter. Thank you for listening. It means a lot to me. If you have any questions or comments, shoot them here because I'm sure we're going to go 17 different directions with this. I have like a list of complaints and stuff I got to get through and we'll figure out which they come in. But Eric, I've talked way too much so far, so I want your reaction. What were your first thoughts when you saw this?
Yeah, I mean, Richmond's always been close around that Nationals timeline. I think it's been either before the 410 Nationals or after the 410 Nationals. So, but unfortunately, how the calendar works next year and how the schedules align, they're both on the same night as the 410 Nationals. So, definitely disappointing to see, just because of the fact that it is the biggest sprint car race of the year. And
you can say it's the biggest dirt race that I had a lot of NASCAR shills in my mentions today, and I'll get to them because we've made it 4 minutes without me cussing, so I got to shut up for a second. Go ahead.
Kid show. No, you're good. No, I mean, it's one of the biggest races in the calendar year. It's up there. So, I mean, to unfortunately have one of your star drivers not be able to probably attend, I'm guessing is going to be a deflating type of thing for the Nationals and just overall experience and everything too. I mean, there's still a lot going on, but to have one of the drivers that's won it the last 3 out of the 5 years or something like that, not be able to compete. But I guess some people have day jobs, and unfortunately that they have to go to their day jobs, even though it's a little bit different aspect of a day job.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But Kyle doesn't do this for a living. That's what
Kyle doesn't.
He should be able to. Yep. He should be able to get down to Nationals, right?
Yeah. They'll show out the wait for him. Start at 2:00 in the morning or something like that. Late night nationals.
This is what I think. By the way, if you throw in the Nationals, the not Knoxville Nationals in 2020, he's won 4 out of 6.
Yeah.
And I had people like, oh, well, he's a non-factor this year. He's a mid-pack guy. I'm like, yeah, his tire blew, and he's still won 4 out of 6, and he lost this year. Like, what point are you guys trying to make? Anyway, crap. I don't know what God, we'll get there. We'll find it. I guess I'll go with my first reaction to this. It's just so incredibly frustrating, and it's frankly an insult to dirt racing, to motorsports everywhere. If you're a motorsports fan, right, this seems to be a common belief around the industry that people really enjoy when drivers cross over and do other stuff. When Donnie Schatz races a late model, he's never won a national event in a late model. People will tune in for that. People get excited about that. People loved the thought of him running late model nationals, even though I think that's a pipe dream. It's any of these guys running Chili Bowl when that comes around. That people love that. They love to see, oh, there's 380 drivers here, and like 6 of them have NASCAR roots, and 3 of them came from IndyCar, and this and that. People love it when you have that. And not only that, like if your guy goes and dominates and he comes back and runs your stuff full time, what does that say about not only that driver, but the entire field when you're racing? It only helps you. And I think it's such a slap in the face to Knoxville, whose dates have been out for a month. I want that completely clear. If they wanted Richmond on that Saturday, well, fucking announce it. Who doesn't want more time to plan for things in the first place? If you had that date set, then announce it. If not, which side should I believe? That you were we had it locked in and it happened to be the same date Knoxville had, but we didn't announce it. So sorry, nothing we can do. Or we just chose to schedule against Knoxville, which is just as bad. And the first one's ignorant. The second one's stupid, right? Which one do you want to be in NASCAR? And I think they've tried to balance between ignorant and stupid the entire season with what they've done with this car.
Yeah, I don't know if they even gave it a thought about scheduling against the Nationals. They probably didn't, is my guess. They probably didn't think about it. And I don't know if that's because they have 2 bye weeks this year, or off weeks, I guess you want to say.
That's the other thing. There's an off week right next to it, next to this whole triad of weekends.
I mean, I know they want to space them out, which I think they did, and hopefully that's not the case going forward. If it's the case going forward, that's going to really suck, because it's just going to just how the schedule works. So hopefully that's kind of a one-time deal this year with how the calendar works, and it turns out to be kind of a fluke deal, just of how the dates and times and all that.
Yeah, and so what I think that happened here is a good place to go, and I think that from what I was told, Knoxville did not want 360 Nationals weekend to be during the Iowa Speedway Cup weekend. They wanted that at least separated, because NASCAR, for whatever reason, had to come in and schedule near that anyway. And that handcuffs a lot of fans. You're just punching shit in people's wallets. And I have not been this angry at NASCAR in probably my entire life. Since Jeff Gordon got spun by Matt Kenseth in the 2006 Bristol race, and Kenseth did not receive a penalty. And then when they called Brett Moffitt off for the jump in the start at Knoxville, those 2 times I was more angry than this, but that's it. So 3rd worst decision ever, I guess. Can't really fault him on the first one either. That was Gordon got Kenseth back. That was a fun season. That's like my earliest memories, where I think I was watching Chicagoland later that year and Gordon took him out. But to get back to their race, what I think happened was Knoxville moved back, trying to avoid that. NASCAR also moved the Iowa Cup race back a week. They put the off weekend on the week that it was this year. So they moved everything, essentially moved back a week, and just backed right into that Richmond race that Saturday. And here's my deal. If you're putting a schedule together and you just happen to schedule against one of the top 5 races in the world, who the hell puts together a schedule like that, knowing that, and doesn't think like, maybe we shouldn't do that. And then so I was going through my head a little bit. I was planning stuff for the show. Took a call from I don't know, potential sponsor. I guess you guys get the inside baseball. And right afterwards, I got off the phone and the TV number for Richmond came out, and it was like 1.4 million. It was one of the lowest they've had all season. And I predicted that. I called it. It's a Saturday night race. Saturday night races have never done well. I think we're on like year 8 of this, that even Sunday night, which you're literally in prime time when most people are around their TVs, they have a whole football show about it, whole game every week. It's a pretty big deal. And they insist on putting these damn night races on Saturdays. And then we all bitch about the ratings when Tuesday comes around. And I'm just sitting here like, so we got to have a damn Saturday night race at Richmond again that less people are going to watch next year because they're going to be all eyes on Knoxville Nationals. And now one of the most dominating faces of the Nationals isn't going to be in it.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see who usually flies out with Larson or Stewart or whoever decides to fly out when they race NASCAR during the Nationals. And unfortunately, you won't get some of the Cup Series drivers like Stenhouse or other Cup Series team members or spotters or whatever that want to come out and see the Saturday night Nationals. So it's definitely a tough situation, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I think people are going to say like, oh, we shouldn't change the dates or move this so one guy can race. And I mean, that's insulting in the first place to those people because Ricky Stenhouse Jr. owns a team. I think Christopher Bell would love to race this event someday. I don't know that. Obviously, there used to be more restrictions on him. There used to be even less way back in the day. And now there seems to be less again. And I'm not sure how less because he still hasn't ran Nationals since those restrictions have been lifted. I guess he's had 1 year to do it. But Christopher Bell could win that or could run that race. I think just this year we had Chase Briscoe was down there. Sheldon Creed was down there watching Brett Moffitt wheeling the 360. Like there's plenty of guys
in the suites.
What's that?
SVG was there during 360 Nationals, I think.
He was? Oh, yep. Shoot. I didn't even know he had seen it.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Like all these people getting down and checking out like this magical place, especially to us, and like getting to see it. And they're seeing it like 360 Nationals weekend. And yeah, at some point down the road, like maybe there's a compromise where NASCAR runs at Iowa Speedway and runs a night race the day after Nationals. I'd hate it selfishly. It's one more work for me. That's not what I'm complaining about. I think you guys know I work pretty long hours no matter what. But 2, that race could sell out in June. Why the hell do we got to do everything in 5 days? There's absolutely no reason this race should be in August in the first place. Like, there's so much crap that goes around in Iowa in August anyway, and you're putting that there and throwing that on top of it. Like, I just think it's absolute malpractice of every like strategy you could have. Any like the Ben Kennedy, like, hey, we're designing the schedule to lighten things up for the fans, get the fans excited and stuff. Like, that's full of shit, man. This is dumb. And the rest of the schedule, I'll get to the rest of the schedule when we do the pavement show tomorrow. It's fucking bad. Like, yep. I just can't believe it. So
I'm surprised enough that the Iowa race even stayed on the schedule. So
yeah, that's I'm gonna inside baseball so tomorrow we'll have a pros cons list, and that's my pro right now. Yeah. Cons list is much bigger, but that's the pro. I might throw the Roval on there.
Tune in tomorrow night.
Yeah, we'll see what I come up with, but I think that's
enough asphalt talk for now.
Yeah, I could rip just this decision and everything. I hate that. I don't know. I can get more into NASCAR being monopolistic and the reactions. We were retweeting some reactions from other fans because everything I just said were other people's words. They're pissed. So I mean, there's conspiracy theorists calling like, "What's NASCAR doing? What are they at cooking against Kyle Larson?" It's kind of like when they moved up the start of the Coke 600 to make it harder for Kyle Larson to run the double. this year? Like for
And
what?
any car keeps on pushing their time back. I
Yeah,
remember any car used to start like at 11:05 on the dot our time. Now it seems to be like 11:30, 11:45. Just makes it more tougher.
and I'd push it later in the night if you're NASCAR.
Yeah.
Don't if NASCAR is listening and they're like, we can't do Sunday nights that late. We got to get the kids to bed. We can't do that to our fans. You
Holiday
have
weekend.
you've middle fingered the fans so fucking much just this year alone. I will gladly take the middle finger for having a Sunday race late at night. God forbid we have one of those. You sent the haulers across the damn border from Michigan. Like, you guys have middle fingered everybody. Put these Saturday night races on Sunday night. Quit being so stupid. All right. I'm calmed down now. Gotten most of it out. We'll trickle in the rest. Richard here, I got to get close and on my glasses.
Yeah.
Says, why is it that Donnie Schatz is using someone else's seat and not his own? Don and Tony Stewart Racing been at the same tracks to give it back, or is TSR being petty? I don't think Tony Stewart Racing is holding his seat hostage or anything. He's using Tim Kadings until he can get his fitted in the car properly. I think there was a question of the fitting. I read that story like first thing in the morning. Kyle McFadden has done a great job covering this for Flow Racing, and so I read this in the morning. I'm going off memory, but from what I can tell, he's just using Tim Kadings. It's close in. He said, thankfully, Tim is like kind of big like me, was his quote. And I was laughing when I was reading it. So I think it's something about how it fits in the car, and they just weren't able to fit his in the car properly, I believe. Spike Fast asked what happened to my leg. I just got in a car crash. No big deal. Broke a tibia. So got another couple weeks without walking. We'll get better. We'll be all right. Eric, how have you been? Thanks for coming on again.
Yeah, for sure. Things have been going good. So watched Wells Sprint Car Racing tonight. Was okay show. I think the track had a little bit of too much rain the last 4 days, which, I mean, that happens, but would have been nice to see have it be a show with a regular night of racing, I guess you want to say, a regular track of racing, because I think that track looked pretty fun, and it could have been something they can go back to next year and hopefully have a better show at.
Yeah, it's a blast of a track when I've watched it during late model races. I think all of them being World of Outlaws races when I was, I think so.
Yeah.
At least the last few years tuning in. They used to have like a big 3-day show up there for the late models, and I mean, super entertaining. If I remember, I think it was the Dairyland Showdown, because I was obsessed with the logo. It's like this like animated cow, and it didn't really look like menacing. It just kind of like the cow was just standing there. It was called the Dairyland Showdown. And it, like my high school, the Valley High School logo, like the tiger doesn't look intimidating at all. It's just kind of there. And it reminded me of the same thing, but it was this big cow, and it's a dirt race logo. I'm like, this thing kicks ass. And the track hopefully they get it back up to the fence next time. It was, but I thought it was a good race. David Gravel held off Buddy Kofoid to take the win. A few track records set when it was all said and done. Was there anything that surprised you from that? This is the tough thing when you race 86 times a year. It's kind of like a 162 game baseball schedule. Like, you're not going to have mad takeaways, especially in the races right after nationals where all the big stuff is happening off the track.
Yeah, you definitely have that lure of racing after nationals. Nothing really surprised me tonight. Thought it was just kind of a normal show, I guess you want to say. But I'd be interested in see how the next Friday and Saturday go when they go up into the Dakotas and race up there.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too. A couple River Cities is one of those, right? And the other one's Red River.
Yeah. So are you going to go to the Rio Nationals, Connor?
The late model nationals.
Yeah, the late model nationals. Yeah.
I'm on a bachelor party this weekend with my best friend. We'll be in Asheville, North Carolina. So I'll be watching the Gold Cup from there on the phone. I might watch Daytona for a little bit, but after today, I don't know. I'm not really in the mood. But
well, you watch them go side by side for 160 laps.
Yeah. The cars are close together. I don't hate the super speedway package. If Caleb listens to this, he's going to be all over. He's like, Eric's right, Connor. Listen to him.
The Xfinity race will be the best show tonight. So weekend.
No, we're going to Asheville. I don't know what day the wedding is yet. That's how bad I am at planning. And I'm not in my apartment where the invitation is, where I could just pull it from the counter where I usually sit and look at it. And I can't walk over around my house and see if there's an invitation here for my family. They got one here somewhere too. And I just don't know what day the wedding is. So if I'm not at the wedding, I will be there. If I am going to the wedding that weekend, I potentially will be at Late Model Nationals Thursday. That's the plan right now. The other thing too, about Larson, sorry to throw this in now because I just forgot. Would you take, I'd put like, I don't know who I'd be betting against, but I'd put down some of my money that Larson qualifies and then prays for rain at one of the racetracks. Does his prelim night.
Well, I'm guessing with Iowa being the Cup race being at Iowa the weekend before, he'll probably run 360 Nationals again. He'll probably run his qualifying night.
No, this is what it's gonna. We're gonna have to count 360 Nationals as the big one.
Oh, he's gonna have to.
That's what we'll all have to do as fans.
Well, I mean, so he'll try to run.
Teams will be there, but
he'll try to run 360 Nationals if he can qualify good for the A main or get a good running spot like he did this year. He'll probably run Saturday night. If not, they'll probably go down to Peebly and run there like he did Friday and Saturday. And then I'm guessing he probably will run the qualifying night just because it still pays.
Pays a good amount.
12, 15,
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might be 15.
To win. So, I mean, granted, if he can't race, I guess it'd be that Rico situation where Rico couldn't run that one Saturday night and just start and collect the $15,000, starting fee pay. Which, I mean, it kind of sucks because you're taking a car out of the race right away, but I mean, the team earned it if they do qualify for it. So, I'm guessing he probably will run qualifying night still and probably still have his merch trailer there and still sell merchandise. Probably, I don't know. It's a tough thing because, like, do you try to promote someone that's only going to be there for one night, or do you, just take it as a bonus that he wants to race it still?
Yeah, and like I don't know what to tell fans other than like make your complaints to NASCAR loud, and I don't even know where you can go to complain. I don't want you guys, motherfucking Ben Kennedy, because I tagged him on Twitter today. But I mean,
you probably turn the notifications off.
We got to send them somewhere, and I don't know where to send them at all.
I don't know.
I hope his merch trailer's there. I know his camp is pissed. I think everybody's pissed about this, besides the 14 guys that are essentially licking the boot that is the curved next gen bumper that NASCAR.
You even had Denny Hamlin tweeting about the Nationals this year on Saturday night. I mean, he was watching.
Yeah.
He's not a dirt guy. I mean, he's probably watches once in a while, and that's probably one of the time he watches.
I'd bet you the 3 weeks a year he's not fighting with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. They're watching some of these races together.
Yeah,
that's all made up, by the way.
Or not fighting NASCAR in court.
That's right. Yeah, that takes up a little bit of your time. It's very monopolistic, Denny, what they're doing to Kyle and trying to protect their drivers, similar to another group. But anyway, also, and I guess this is my last thing on it. Dirt Vision, you guys got to release the damn TV numbers. I mean, we had 387,000 watching on between Flow and FS1 a few weeks ago. Release the Nationals TV numbers. Okay. I don't know. I know you don't want to tell teams how much money you make. It looks really scummy from the outside looking in. Not going to lie. That just is what it is. Okay. Please get some respect on this goddamn race. Go look at my mentions from today. Do that. Go look at and look at the people you got to convince that this is a big race too. And you might not be trying to win those fans over. I'm trying to get as many fans in dirt racing as we can in general with how things go. But please, like, can we find a way? Can we find a way to just 1 week a year? Here's the numbers. Here we got this big number on Saturday night. And then shove it in NASCAR's face and be like, we got more people watching on Saturdays than you guys got for your damn Cup Series. So I don't know.
the level of production definitely is night and day difference over a regular outlaw show or local show. Dirt Vision does. I mean, they definitely do a good job about, multiple camera angles,
It looks
pre-show,
sweet. Yeah,
post-show. The post-show stuff was pretty awesome, even though by the time we got back to the camper, it was over with, but it was still kind of cool to hear about and see bits and pieces of it.
well, and the magic man in that is Dave Reif. It
Mhm.
might be. It's not Dave Reif. I know that. I've been so bad with names. Anyway, Dave Reif, he was fantastic with all that he did that week with the post show and the press conference and stuff. And Dave's been, I've known Dave for years now, and he is such a tremendous guy and great asset to the sport. And like everything about that was about why that was entertaining and not a snooze fest. And all the stuff was fantastic. Aside from the guy yelling like, we don't care about, I think he was yelling like, we don't care about Larson or gravel. So it would have been to gravel, and it was like, we don't care about Larson and him, we only care about Ryan Timms, just drunk as a skunk. And I know it's not anyone from Tim's camp, because I looked back there and I'm like, who the hell is yelling in a press conference? But
the probably passed out by 2:00.
No, it was definitely more than that. he made it like 30 more minutes.
Yeah.
I wanted to shout out Spencer Baston. I got he had the clearance sale.
$15 hoodie sales.
I will hop on a $15 hoodie no matter who's on it.
That's going to be the cheapest I've seen ever for a driver getting fired for clearance sales.
It's smart. Like they got rid of all because some of these guys will just have like these shirts lying around. And it's like, and I'll take them. If you have shirts lying around, send them my way. If you got to get rid of space, I got you. Give me 6. I'll hand them out to people.
I remember the longest time Steve Kinzer had his, Craig Kinzer had his old racing T-shirts at Steve's trailer for like every year at Nationals.
Oh, I'd go to the Craig trailer just looking for Steve's stuff. And I was like, I should probably buy some Craig shirts.
$5 Craig shirts. And yeah. Now the clearance rack is like $20. It's just not the same anymore. Buying a $10 shirt or $15 shirt.
But I will take deals no matter how I find them.
I feel you too.
Yeah. No, we were talking about Mississippi Thunder. I don't have too much else aside. I was kind of surprised Macedo was as buried as he was, but the whole top 8 was really shuffly. I thought Madsen showed a lot of speed in the TSR 15, but he faded down the stretch. There was one restart where if he just ripped the cushion perfect, I think he had 4th and he had a podium on the way. He just couldn't make the move happen. They ended up going 3 wide down the backstretch. And then I think Donnie Schatz was outside the top 10. I think he was just
I was just going to check 14th.
So he moved back at the end.
Yeah, because he was around that 9th or 10th area. And he's been that was the way it was last week too. So, but yeah.
But that's and obviously with Donnie, that's the biggest story in our sport. It's cool to see. Cool to see what they came up with Lundster Motorsports and Big Game still helping out. I did not. I'll cover that next week. I don't know if Cody Jacobs is still technically crew chiefing or not. I didn't ask him today. I forgot to do that, so that's on me.
Yeah, I don't think I read anything that said that they were helping.
Definitely, and they haven't really sent out a press release or anything. Brad Alexander. And the other one, Stephen Hamriley, are both still working with Lundster Motorsports now. And obviously the shop uses things up there. Like they're still, Big Game is still helping them out. So it's still really cool to see. I don't think they made shirts, but if they make a Donnie Big Game 15 shirt, I will buy it right away. Yeah,
I think I would make the exception and buy a $30 t-shirt for that. So
you're going 30? I was going to say 35, but
I don't know.
Don't get any ideas.
Yeah. Donnie. Yeah. I know he's got to buy that jet fuel, but he can hold off for a little bit.
Oh man, we'll get him on over the off season when things slow down for him a bit.
Yeah, busy guy the last couple of weeks, that's for sure.
It sounds like he's just been working the phones. By that, and I did want to say, because someone messaged me all pissed off, and it wasn't anyone that worked for Flow or anything. It was just a reader. When we post like a part of a story and then post post it with the link to the story or quote tweet it. Like, I'm trying to encourage you guys to read the article. And the amount of people that will just respond with stuff that I'm like, it's the next paragraph down. It's right there. And it's not even my article. I'm not going to share their info. I'm trying to get you to go click on their link. Like, it's one thing when it's mine and I'm just like, yeah, whatever here. But
Journalism 101, got to credit your sources.
Yes. And we always try to, if we
get the hate mail section.
Oh, dude, the amount, you don't know the stories of like, just if someone's in my mentions or in my DMs at 8 a.m. and I'm like about to go to school for the day at Iowa State, I'm not a happy guy to deal with. Okay. That was one of the few times I was waking up at 8 o'clock. Typically I would just sleep in and skip it, but that was an important class for whatever reason. We did have a question. I want to do this before we talk Dillard at all. We're almost there. Here we go. From Mazer. He's the guy that made that Gravel Larson shirt. He's a big David Gravel guy. Loves to encourage the rivalry. Or I'm sorry, I said that backwards. I've done that for everyone I've described to in this thing. He's a big Larson fan. He loves giving Gravel shit. He said Gravel probably paid NASCAR to get that race on that day. But his question was, Donnie land. Where do you think Donnie Schatz is going to land next season? Mazer, I'm getting your other questions. We'll do that on the show tomorrow. But where do you think Donnie Schatz will land next season? We kind of did this last week, but and nothing's changed. I will give you a guess. Do you want me to do mine first or yours?
Yeah, go ahead. I think I went first last week.
So this is how you guys know that this is not like under the table information or anything. Because if I got this off the record, I'd be breaking the story, or you wouldn't hear it from me. It would be announced. So I wouldn't be saying it right now. But I would say Rico Abreu Racing. If I was guessing or maybe wishing, I think it'd be cool to see. That's my number one. Like, where is he going to have the freedom? Where is he going to have this to do that? Him working with Ricky Warner again would be amazing. If he was crew chief in 2 cars there. And what's that look like for Rico? Does it make Nationals harder to win for Rico? One would wager that's a yes as well. So there's so many different, and I haven't talked to anyone on that. That's not inside anything. That'd be my like.
So you're saying Donnie to high limit?
That's the other thing. He'd have to go run high limit, and he's been very verbal about not doing that. So then you go back to the drawing board, and KCP 18 might be open.
Yeah.
And I don't say that as Emerson Axum isn't stacking up. I say that as I think Emerson's going to be driving for the Petty Klossmeyer team because he's real tight with those guys. That would be my prediction.
Yeah, I can see him go back to that ride.
And again, I would never say any of these, like, I'd never play the guessing game on musical chairs with information from these guys. I'm going to talk to them down the road, and you'll know what I can say, but I would never just throw it all out, knowing some of it or not. So,
yeah, I mean, I'll take a different stab at it. I'll say it's going to be with a car owner that's going to go to the Midwest and do a Midwest schedule. I think Donnie's going to be off of the national tour and kind of run Midwest or run a pick and choose schedule. I don't think it'll be with Rico Abreu because it's a lot of resources and money spent. Sponsorship is found, but seems like Tony took care of most of that sponsorship for Donnie the last 10 years or so. But yeah, I don't see him going back on tour. I think I see him maybe doing a Midwest schedule.
Be really cool if we got a KKR number 9 and number 19. They had reverse paint schemes like Budweiser and Red Bull both on there.
Yeah, it'd be nice to bring the Budweiser car back or Red Bull, but I don't know. I mean, still could see Donnie being back on the national tour. But I think it all depends on what Donnie has for connections, which seems to be a lot, and a lot of friends helping out friends. So, but I don't know, maybe that drive and maybe that fire's still there where he will be back in the national tour race with the Outlaws or High Limit.
Yeah, and I think Gordy Gundaker tweeted this. It's again, not like this isn't inside information. I'll try to not preface every word I say with that next episode. Apologies. But Gordy said something like on Twitter, he said something like, Donnie's motor is still running. He's far from done. He's still as hungry as he was, in his prime or whatever you want to call a race car driver's prime. I think Donnie wants the 12th Nationals. I think that's a big deal for him. I don't see him retiring off the stage after winning number 12, but I can see him retiring after the year's over. As cool as I think that'd be, I think Donnie would be too. He'd sponsor signed for the whole year. I got a race till December 31st.
Yeah. So, maybe we have a Donnie situation being a Knoxville regular for the year.
With Casey Kane, I didn't throw that into my pipe, but that would be. And then he runs late model nationals and beats Jonathan Davenport at the line.
Yeah, for the dump, beating him at the dump.
Yeah, no, Bobby Pierce wrecks out on lap 1.
Well, he's not. He want to be in Illinois, so he probably will struggle a little bit.
He'll get one there. He's won every other big race. Well, I can't wait for.
Probably this year when you're at the wedding.
Yeah, can't wait to see it from my phone if I'm not there. I promise I will be Bobby Pierce drunk if I am at the wedding. So, I'll at least drunk tweet along or something. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's my best friend. I cannot skip that one. So, anyway, there will be other races, but late models. Talking those, Cade Dillard drove over Garrett Albertson after that slider over the weekend in it was the topless one. Yeah, it was the topless one.
Topless 100. Yeah.
I say every year on this show, I'm still going to complain about it, but I'll get a little less bitchy about why it's the dumbest tradition. No one knows. None of my late model friends can tell me why do they do this. It's just it's what late models used to look like. I'm like, so they're just changing aerodynamically how the cars are for 1 week a year, and the same guys that are fast are still bad motherfucking fast. And so anyway, it just happens. But Albertson Cade Dillard ran over Garrett Albertson. Just got suspended today. He ran over his car. He was in the car. It was a wreck. Not literally running him over. But Cade Dillard got suspended today from the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series for 6 months. I think there's some underlying things that contributed to Dillard getting suspended. I don't think it was just for this move. I think this move was the, what do you call it? A cherry on top, or the
final
inciting
nail on the coffin.
Yeah, something whatever.
Definitely no apologies or no hard feelings. I guess it was pretty much straightforward, saying that he intentionally made his move or did it for that. So he definitely didn't want to apologize or say that he didn't mean to do it.
Yeah, and which running the line that he was running, I thought he was 6 inches away from making that work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, my friends are the couple guys I texted, oh no, he definitely took him out. He wasn't gonna, and I'm sitting here thinking they're saying he wasn't gonna make the move that way. And then I figured out it kind of appears that he just didn't make the move on purpose and was trying to wreck someone without getting wrecked, which Landon Castle famous quote, number one rule in racing is don't wreck yourself trying to wreck somebody else.
Yeah, that's true.
That clip with him and Danica Patrick. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, they definitely tore up some equipment on both sides, just trying to make its point.
Yeah,
I wonder if that has something to do with it too. I mean, you basically did use your car as, I won't say as a weapon, but as a tactic to get your point across. And and that's definitely a no-no, and it's been really enforced as a no-no lately at other events in series.
Yeah, and the other thing too is the second that you start pointing your finger at another guy in a wreck, like the dirt race, if there's like a 50-50 way the pendulum is going to swing and you're sitting at 49-51 and you go, oh, that guy's a dirty ass racer, like I took him out, like people are going to go against you. That's just like and it became, oh, Dillard was absolutely in the wrong there. There was no chance that move was that dirty, and Alberson was so fine. And it's like I didn't think it was a terrible slider. I didn't think the move was bad, but I was considering in it. I didn't think Dillard's move was bad, but I was considering the fact that he didn't do it on purpose. If you kind of admit to it, like then it kind of changes things, right? So, but the whole everyone in late model racing was against Dillard this week, and seems to be a nice guy. He's been nice every time I've talked to him. Very big family guy. Not to pun the TV show. Every time I've interacted with him, very nice and all that. So he did delete his Twitter account. And
really?
Yep, that's been gone since I think Sunday. So hopefully he gets things sorted out with what he's doing and all that stuff, and wish him the best. You got anything else on him?
No, I just heard their interview, saw the highlights, saw the move, and it's kind of interesting to see the book of law be thrown at him today. So definitely not playing around. So I mean, good for the series and good for them to set an example. This is what you not do to settle your differences between people.
Yeah, and shoot, we've had so many like late models. We had a lot when I started covering the sport in 2020 and 21. And you guys remember Pierce and Tyler Erb and that? I think it was at Cedar Lake. And now it's kind of like this season, and I shouldn't use it as a barometer like that because a couple of these have been lower level late model series. But yeah, the retaliation and stuff in the late model world has gotten pretty bad there. What isn't bad is Dolan Murdy. I think I said his name right. Iowa kid. I went to Marshalltown to cover a Flow Racing Night in America race. Everyone won't shut up about this street stock driver. And I go, who is he? Like who? And this is probably 3 years ago. And he couldn't have been that much. I want to say he was 16 or 17. I don't know how old he is now, so just take his age and subtract. But everyone that's come by me is like, you got to see this kid. Like, he's so good. He's going to be something big someday. Like, we can't wait to see what he does and what he goes into. And so I've kind of been like keeping an eye on him. A few of the Flow guys have tweeted out, like, hey, just remember the name. Remember this guy. And I guess he swept the weekend for the Malvern Bank late model series, which I think it was 3 races. The news pieces on here are all switched around, and I forgot to put this on the rundown. And now I'm like double checking my crap. Where are we at here? Must have been on the West schedule. So 2 wins, maybe I know a race got added on Sunday because I knew people at the race. But he won Marshalltown, then won Adams County, then went on to win the next one. So just wanted to say props to him. I think that's the coolest thing I saw this weekend. If you want to give me one of those, I would have given it to NASCAR, but they ruined their deal with me today.
Sweeping the weekend is impressive no matter where you do that. So
right, and that's a super competitive series from top to bottom. I'm trying to look at the standings and make any sense of it, but that's the West. The West standings and the East standings are different, and it just we might not find it.
Do they have a race where both the West and East race against each other? Like
you do. It's in Knoxville.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like they used to do with the K&N series.
That's right.
Here we
Speedway. Yes. The dirt trucks.
Well, I was talking about the NASCAR Canaans. They used to have West and East race at Iowa
Oh,
Speedway.
yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. He is third on the east side of the standings, and he had to have been somewhere on the west because I think you get points anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's a
Yeah,
stepping
15.
stone.
Sorry, you missed some races, but
Definitely a stepping stone to the next spot, which I feel like it's that type of late model racing, the national level or the, super late model level. So
it's so much closer because one, the national purses aren't high enough. You guys all see like where the sprint car purses have gone, how much it pays to start the Knoxville National. You can tell me the World 100 is the biggest dirt race in the world. That's fine. It doesn't pay near as much as it does to start the Knoxville Nationals. They need to improve on that. They need to pay throughout the field better and support these guys that literally race every week. I think late model guys race way more than the sprint car guys do at this point. And it's so much closer for any of these tours coming up that that Malvern Bank deal, like those are full size late models. Those guys race against the national tour when they come to Stewart, Iowa. It's all full size. It's all dirt late model racing. And that I think we have a lot of repetitiveness in our sport. At the very least, I love that it's all that close to each other. And you have these series to run that, hey, the talent here's a bit slower. This group of cars and this race over here is going to be different from this one. It creates a great stepping stone and creates a great entry level for the smaller teams, and a great, shout out to Charlie McKenna and Chris Schrader. I about called you Chris Spolster. I don't know why. All of a sudden, stopped working for a guy that can't pronounce a name to save his life, and I gave him shit for it for 6 years, and now I can't do last names at all. I don't know what it is. But shout out to Chris and Charlie. Appreciate both of them and everything about that series. Hopefully we'll get down there. I got to get back walking before I put any more races on my schedule. We'll figure it out. You got anything else, Eric?
I don't think that's it.
Thank you for hopping on. So this was the most unorganized I've been going into a podcast. I was just pissed about Iowa Speedway and it was a block. I couldn't do anything else. So appreciate. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say bad day to drop a news link for Connor.
That's right. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. Big shout out to Chris Weiser for being the presenting sponsor of this episode. And we will see you guys, I believe, tomorrow night. Otherwise, I'll be drunk on a bachelor party, so I don't know how we do the podcast from there. So it should be Wednesday night. We'll put out the time tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoy. If you like the Tuesday, Wednesday thing, let us know. I don't think we should start taking open requests from people on what day we should do it on, but any feedback is good feedback. And as always, if you're interested in sponsoring, shoot me a DM on Twitter. I'd love to talk. I'm very negotiable, and we'll throw in a ton of stuff, especially if you're just a dirt guy trying to make a product work that you believe in. Got some cool stuff in the works. So stay tuned for that, and we will see you guys tomorrow night.